Hey y'all, I just got off work. I'm getting a little spoiled with this here now. This is the second time this week I've been let off work early. All I can say is God is good. I read a meme today and it said something like, I want you to sit back and think about what you prayed for like 5 years ago, right? And so I was sitting there thinking to myself, where was I 5 years ago? And where I was at the county. I was working for the county. And I remember not being happy. I do remember that. I was still mourning the loss of my really good friend. I didn't like the supervisor that I had, It was just a lot of things. I mean, only thing that was like pure joy for me was working from home, right? And so, of course, this is all before the big, pandemic and the big shutdown and all of that stuff. So, like, I was content in the fact of being able to work from home. I was building my channel, having a nice presence, I guess you would say, a little bit on social media, but I still wasn't happy. And I wanted to be home, but I also wanted to be happy. I wanted to do something that made me feel happy, you know what I mean? Because believe me, when I work hard, but when I'm not happy, it's like, So, and I remember before my friend passed away, before everything, the cancer really took its toll on her, I remember her saying, "You're ready." And I was just like, "Not for this here." And she was like, "No, you are. You're ready." And then she kept saying, "Don't stay. You need to go." And I was like, "What you mean? I'm comfortable." You know what I mean? I was like, I was comfortable. I knew my job like the back of my hand. So it wasn't like I was comfortable in the sense of, I'm just kicking it. No, I knew the job well enough where I didn't have to work so hard, because when I put my mind to it, everything got done. You know what I mean? So anyway, but I remember her telling me, you're ready for the next level. You need to apply yourself, And so with her telling me that, right? Now, mind you, she passed in 2015. But with her telling me that, that's when I started to be like, maybe she's saying something. Maybe what she's saying is right. And I remember before I left, so 5 years ago, okay, I'm bringing it home for you. 5 years ago, I remember talking with my manager and just kind of having a one-on-one powwow. Like I said, the supervisor we had, I couldn't stand her, right? But I used it to my leverage to the point of getting some knowledge that I need to have, and just kind of help groom me into where I need to be. So when I did step away from the county, I stepped away in a fashion of I wasn't quote unquote prepared, but it was in me to be ready. So the stepping stones that I, have stepped on since 2018, October 2018 to now, or I would say October 2018 to October 2021, those stepping stones were needed. They were necessary, right? Everything I've been through has been necessary. And I knew when I got into one position in 2019, I was like, I like this position, but I don't like this, right? So then, I went to something else, and it formed me a little bit this way. And then I went to something else in 2020, and it formed me in something, this way. And so, and once I got to that position in 2020, I had got not complacent, not content, but I began a threshold, a journey of being happy. Not so much happy with the company, but happy in what I was doing. Okay, so I'm bringing it home for you. Had the incidents that happened last summer not happened, I would have still been there. I kid you not. But it was divine intervention that those things did happen, because I did see and hear the toxic situations that was going on in that particular, realm. But because it wasn't affecting my bubble, I kind of turned a blind eye. Once it infiltrated my bubble, then I was like, you know what? You know what I mean? And so then I was like, I gotta go. And whatever came quick, that's what I did. But bringing it on to where I am now, there was situations and stepping stones that I had to endure, that I had to go through, right? Because it was just necessary. It was so necessary. Like, oh my gosh. And and I kept praying, like, Lord, this is what I want to be in. And I think I told you guys too, when I took that position in 2020 and I, worked that all the way to 2021, the boss that I had then, she messed herself up, because in 2021, she talked about different titles and pay increase. And so that's how I ended up getting the job that I got after leaving, because I used the knowledge that she gave me to my advantage. It worked. Hello. So, and one thing that I noticed, like with young people, it's not communicated with them on how to get to a certain plateau in life. So like, not all young people. So like when they're in high school and stuff, you gotta go to high school, you gotta go to college, but they don't tell them, what to look for in college, or they'll say, oh, just major in business. Well, there's all kinds of things in the business realm. So are you talking about becoming an entrepreneur? Are you talking about this business administration? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And what I think they need to start doing is teaching classes on, let's look at this title, let's look at what it entails. Now let's just change one word in the title, and now let's look and see what it entails. And now let's see what the salary is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I said that to say, God has blessed me to be where I am at. And he is, he's blessing me even more to expand on where I'm at. So I'm so grateful. And, when I was at, not the last company, but the company before, the one I was there for over a year, I kept thinking to myself, I want to get into the school system. I want to work for a school, and I was looking at it more so for a selfish reason, as far as like getting all those days off and, being off for Christmas. Y'all know how I am. I'm a big Christmas fan. But I was like, that's what I was looking at it as. But, I didn't, and I knew in my mind that I don't want to work in the classroom. I don't want to work with the kids. I've been there, done that. I did that like, what, Miss Pittiness, 15? Excuse me. So I did that like 20 years ago, if not even longer than that. So, husband and I, we've been together, 29 years? So, roughly about, it's been about maybe 23, 25, 20, between 24, 25 years, right? So anyway, so I was like, I definitely want to, figure my way out with what I'm doing. And I knew I wanted to be in a school system. Now, I'm grateful. I'm totally grateful. I'm not trying to leave, not trying to go anywhere. I'm trying to do what I need to do. And I'm doing a great job from what I'm being told. But, being able to expand on it, like, I don't know. I feel like that God has put me in a place where, one, financially, I will be okay. Two, I will get the rest that I need. and the time away so that I can expand on the things that I really want to do in life. Seriously, wholeheartedly. Like, I just, had an epiphany. And maybe it's because, I have a good boss, I mean, and don't get me wrong. Now, my boss, and first of all, she is not a micromanager. I praise God for that, but she does give work, and she's like, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Figure it out. Okay. And I sit back there and pluck, pluck, pluck and figure it out, right? So like some assignment I got today, I was like, I've never used this before. But once I figured it out, and then I tested it too just to see, oh, baby, it's all good. So with saying that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for the place to just, be humbled. They stepped out on faith on me, after losing someone that they had for over 20 years, you know what I mean? So you got fresh face, fresh knowledge and then some lack of, knowledge, but you took a chance on me and I appreciate that. And I'm getting compensated the way I want to, baby. Okay. So, and then I done been through some things these last couple of months, but even that was orchestrated and ordained, because had that not happened, listen now, had what happened to me in December and January, had that not happened, I wouldn't have been put into the position, okay? Because remember, if you want something in life, you gotta have your name spoken in rooms that, you're not even accustomed to yet, right? Pull your chair up to the table. And if you can't pull it up to the table, create your own table and put your chair right there, right? So had I not had happen to me what happened in December and January, I would not have been put into the position of being able to hold a conversation with a professional, and I mean high-ranking professional here in Minnesota, for them to be like, you know what? I know about X, Y, and Z. If it's okay, can I put your name in? Go ahead. So, they had the conversation. The conversation went well. The person reached out to me and then was like, can I get your resume? And then from there, it was like, once they read my resume, they reached back out to the professional like, I want her. You know what I mean? So, and I even told her, I said, if I wasn't where I am, like say if I was still at the old place, I'd been done said, look, what all you need me to do? How can you compensate me? How can I get some benefits off in here? And I'd have just booked from there. You know what I mean? But the fact that I am able to, one, work my full-time job, two, be able to put my hands not in one bucket, two buckets, three buckets, but four. Hallelujah. Okay. Take care of me, him, and my baby. Child. I'm just saying. So because I was having a thought of pittiness, like, because I've been saying, why me? Why me? Why this happened to me? And I've been hearing, why not you? And it took me to be sat down, basically, during this time period that I'm in, to really think and grasp what I've been through and where I'm going. So like, I had a mindset of this, right? And God was trying to orchestrate for me not to have this one mindset, but to orchestrate it, turn it, flip it, and say, look what all you could do if you only trust me. And so, yeah, I'm just like, I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful because he didn't have to do it, but he did. So I know I don't have a lot of spiritual folks on my platform, on my, subscriber list, and that's okay. But I want you to know that me personally, I give God all the praise for anything and everything he has ever done for me. I look back over my life and I see where I have came from, and it's just such a blessing. I read a quote, a post on Instagram, was it yesterday? And don't quote me of what it says, but it was saying something like, you need to talk about yourself. People don't know if you don't say something, right? And so for years, and I mean years, I would say, like, I would tell my husband, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. But then I never put myself in a position where I could expand to someone else and say, this is what I want to do. Like, I think I mentioned to one friend, so-called friend, one time about something that I was interested in. Why you want to do that? I mean, what's that going to do? And, but because they had never walked that path of life, they couldn't foresee, that it would flourish or whatever. So, I've learned to keep a lot of stuff guarded. But like that post said, if you don't expound on, what it is that you do or how you are or whatever, then you're not going to, be elevated. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember it verbatim, but basically that's what it's saying. If you don't tell people what it is you do, then how they gonna know? You know what I mean? So, but my boss let me off work early today. Today was her birthday, and she was like, go home. I was like, okay. Then the second in command was like, on Fridays when the kids leave, you leave. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need that in writing, okay? Because I don't want to be like, yep, I'm out. And then next thing you know, like, docking my pay or something, you know what I mean? Or we gotta let you go. So no, I need to see that in writing. I need to make sure that's true. But anyway, so yeah, so that's just, kind of what was on my mind and what I was thinking. I'm just so blessed. And I think about, and this is a conversation, and I'm going to tell you this piece and then I'm going to go. But I was thinking about where I've been and where I started. So, if you've been with the channel long enough, you know that my husband and I are high school sweethearts. Yeah, I'm going to end it off on this. My husband and I are high school sweethearts, right? He met me in a time in my life where I was at a low point, but I was building back to a high point. So let me tell you why. Okay, when I met my husband, it was my junior year, like the beginning of my junior year. I had just went through 2 years, 9th and 10th grade, grueling high school years. I had became a mom in 9th grade. I lost my boyfriend in 9th grade. Had kissed some frogs along the way from 9th through 10th grade, right? My grades were plummeting. Went from a 3.6 walking in the door 9th grade to a 1.9 walking out the door 10th grade, okay? So when my husband met me, I was at a point in my life of building. And so when I met him, and when we, decided to start talking, I said, listen, I can't do for you because I got to do for myself. I got to take care of me so then I can in turn take care of her. Talking about baby girl. And so, I said, look, I can't pay for nothing for you. You know what I mean? If I cook a little food at my place, you can have a plate. You know what I mean? I feed you, but as far as like buying you this, and I'm not that girl. So if you looking for a girlfriend who's going to buy you stuff, not me. You know what I mean? I also told him, I said, look, I don't have a babysitter. So oftentimes I'm going to have my child with me. My mom was strict on when she would babysit. I had to be in school or I had to be working. That was it. So, I'm trying to get a place. I'm trying to, build something up, trying to get a home for my child. You know what I mean? I was just kind of telling them. So he was cool with that, right? And so we flourished. 29 years later, right? Okay. But the one thing that he tells me and he tells others, the one thing he fell in love with me was my talk. Because when he overheard me talking, he said I had a plan in life. he said, I didn't know how I was going to execute the plan, but I had a plan in life. I was talking about, moving out. I was talking about, finishing school and going to college and, doing all this stuff, right? And so he said not many girls that he encountered talk that way. And so he tells everybody, I fell in love with her talk because her talk was strong. Okay. And a lot of things that was told to me that I wouldn't do because I was a young mom, I beat the odds on that. Now, I might have struggled, okay? I'm not without struggle, but at least I was able to get to a point of saying, hey, I beat the odds. I mean, I graduated high school 3 trimesters early, or 2 trimesters early, whatever. Yeah, it took me a little longer to finish my degree, but I got it. You know what I'm saying? I own a home. I got a vehicle. I mean, you know what I mean? The American dream, right? So, I mean, it may look different to some, but it's all I got to stand on and to prove people wrong. People said I would never amount to anything, and I got titles under my name. Okay. So that's what I'm saying, but I think about where I came from. Okay. I still always had a solid foundation, meaning God was always there. But I think about the struggles and the things that, got me to where I am now. I mean, because life is not without struggle. And, I think about my humble beginnings. I remember when we had our first apartment and we literally had half a couch. People get like a whole sectional. Well, we had a piece of a sectional in our living room and some old green ugly chairs. I think about our humble beginnings. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. It was 3 of us. She had the bedroom and we had the floor in the living room. Kid you not. So, we went from that to a 3-bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? It may not look like much to people, but it's a whole lot to us. Not even thinking that this is also a family house. I grew up in this house. That's why it's so precious to me, because I grew up in this house. I was born basically in this house. So this house is all I know, even though, my parents lived elsewhere. But I'm just saying. So, but I think about the humble beginnings. I think about, where I've been and where I'm trying to go. And the fact of someone finally saying, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. And that's all anybody really, truly, honestly wants, is a chance. And so I'm grateful for that. And I just wanted to give my testimony on that. I'm still not ready to, reveal my business stuff, because that's, some stuff got to stay here within Boss Land and not there within YouTube. But I'm grateful, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm grateful. But let me go. I'm going to go and chat with my husband quick, and then I got to run to the school, grab Miss Pittiness' bag, and get ready for the game tonight. Bye, guys.